Hey, Dis After Dark listeners. I want to invite you all to join us over on Scare Zone, Halloween Horror Nights podcast. Scare Zone is a news, interview, history, and commentary podcast all about Universal's premier Halloween event. It's hosted by fans and experts like me, Logan Seculo, former WWE superstar Scotty 2 Hottie, and Dis After Dark's own Chris Ripley. Subscribe however you get podcasts and head over to scarezone.com for more information. We here at the show are proud supporters of Dis After Dark. And remember, keep your eyes closed and your ears open on Scare Zone.
Warning, this show contains childish adult content and is intended for immature, mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. The views spoken are ours and ours alone, not those of any other bugger. If you're easily offended, we strongly suggest finding another podcast. Everybody neat and pretty, then on with the show.
Right, Chris, let us know when you're ready, or when you've hit record.
I've hit record.
Oh, balls.
Don't
do that, because I've got ready all this now.
Well, all this dross, you have to edit out. But I'm recording, but I don't know if I'm doing it right. I mean, I think I'm doing it. Oh.
Well, let's see. So, 4 minutes into the call. Hello, and hopefully you're listening to Universal After Dark. If you are, if this is recording, as we don't know, we're going to just record a show and hope for the best. I am Nick, and I'll be Nick whether this show records or not. And I am joined this week by the following people. Mr. Chris Ripley.
Hello.
Mr. Paul Washington.
Hello.
Miss Amanda White.
Hi.
And we have a guest, as we like to do on this show whenever people like to give us some time in their week. Unfortunately, this guy's given us quite a lot of his time this week already. But that's another issue for another day. Would you like to tell the listeners who you are?
I'm Gary. Most people know us as that Florida guy.
That's it. That Florida guy. I didn't know if you wanted to say anything else or there's anything else to add, but yes, I'm sure people will be familiar with your work under that alias on YouTube. How many videos you got on there now?
I've just recorded my 50th daily vlog, and I've got around 8 planning guides at the minute, with another one in the works.
That's about 48 more videos than I've ever done on YouTube. and both of those involved my wife, but they weren't those kind of videos. If you try and look them up, they're not those kind of videos.
They're not on YouTube.
They're on RedTube.
Oh, the other YouTube.
The other YouTube, yeah. Other YouTube like porn sites are, of course, available, and we'll discuss those on other podcasts. But yes, we are joined by that Florida guy, and as you mentioned, you've just done your 50th daily blog. So now, I didn't do particularly well at maths at GCSE, so forgive me if I get this slightly wrong. But by my calculations, you've been doing these videos now for about 50 days.
A little bit longer. I started in March.
See, I told you my maths is bad. Yeah.
I do call them daily vlogs, however, I can't do them every day because I work long shifts, so I try my best, and I'm not that exciting, so people don't want to see us every day.
I don't want to start off on the wrong foot. I'd almost say it's kind of false advertising. That's like when we used to do this show bi-weekly, and it would come out every 17 days if we were lucky. Some weeks not for... we'd have what we'd now refer to as the Disney Brit holiday, which is just extended hiatus without saying as much. But and in these videos, just in case people aren't familiar with your work, would you like to explain what happens in your videos?
Well, I had just originally started by doing like written blogs of me holidays in Florida, and then people suggested that I did video blogs on YouTube, so I started doing the guides and whatnot, and then people said, well, what do you get up to when you're not doing the guide videos? So I gave it a try, had a good feedback, so then I just started recording my day-to-day life.
And I'll tell you what, that's actually what I quite like about it, because I have seen some of your videos, and what I like is the fact that everyone tries, and possibly sometimes too hard, to make them as exciting as possible. You just try to make yours as real as possible.
I don't like to live a fake life, just like people to see us for who I am.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I think a lot of people are under that kind of pressure to. I don't want to say. Well, I suppose the word is exaggerate. I suppose that's what I'm looking for. But you know, I watched a video recently where you went and had your MOT.
Yeah,
you went and got your car MOT. Now, the thing is, like, if you tell somebody that video is about that, like, before going in, you're going to be kind of like, oh, why am I going to waste some time watching this? Yet it was captivating.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, it's very hard to be able to do that kind of work, produce that kind of that quality, and make it entertaining and endearing, I suppose, in a way as well. Because it's not really an interesting subject matter. I probably want to watch somebody else's video talking about their MOT. But I think it's quite hard to pull that off, and you do it well. So, you know, absolute fair play to you there. And what other kind of things other than your day to day? So you mentioned you've done some guide videos.
That's where it all kicked off. If I haven't been going to Florida for years and years, but I like to help people when and where I can and give people advice. You know, because when I first started going, I knew nothing, and I missed out on so much. So I've done videos for like explaining Halloween Horror Nights, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and also give it insight on how I plan my holiday as well, so other people can do it the same sort of way if they wish.
It's a shame you didn't get those videos confused, because I'd love somebody to watch the video thinking that Halloween Horror Nights was Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween and vice versa, and planning things accordingly. That would be quite fun. Although, you know, not very trustworthy. So I appreciate why you haven't gone down that route. But of course we have somebody here who knows Halloween Horror Nights a little bit well, don't we, Amanda? Oh, sorry, Chris is on as well. Sorry, yes. Of course.
I think you were right the first time.
Now, we as we normally do, surprisingly, we don't just get somebody on and the first time we speak to them is when we record. No, let me rephrase that. It is when we actually speak to them verbally. But via the communication of messaging services, we've been chatting to Gary this week. And actually, just before we started to record tonight, a conversation was taking place about Halloween Horror Nights between yourself, Gary, and Chris. And one of the things I thought was quite interesting, Chris, that you mentioned was the fact that you're not really a horror film fan.
No. A lot of people I find... I get a lot of messages about this, actually. Some people are often quite shocked, and other people go, "Oh, finally, you're the same." I didn't. It's like an outing of people coming out and saying, "I don't like horror films." And,
for those years, you know, people that were gay would stay in the closet for fear of repercussion. We live in and thank God, to be honest. Well, actually, not thank God, but you know what I'm saying. That people can do that quite comfortably now. And instead of people fearing for what's going to happen if they come out as gay, people are more worried about coming out as not being fans of horror films but liking Halloween Horror Nights. What a world we live in.
Well, there you go. There you go. Or being fans of Pokemon Go. I mean, that's another thing we could do, you know.
Well, I can't talk too badly about that now because I'm not playing it, but I am playing Gordon Ramsay Dash. Quite cohesively, so you know, I can't really say anything derogatory about Pokemon Go anymore, unfortunately. What a shame. Sorry, Amanda, what was you going to say?
Nothing. I said what an analogy that was about coming out of a horror closet.
Coming out the horror closet.
Wow.
Or would it be coughing?
Oh yeah, that's even better.
Coming out of the horror coffin. That's brilliant. That is good. But it's quite funny you say that because I'm not a massive horror film fan. And my wife definitely isn't. I mean, I can't even get her to watch Aliens.
Blimey.
Yeah. And that's more of an action film, I'd say, than a horror film.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, to be honest, other than... I like the first Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street. I like that. I liked the first couple of Scream films, which I suppose are kind of horror. I like the first Saw film, but I didn't really like the sequels. So I'm not a massive horror film fan myself, actually. But I like the idea of Halloween Horror Nights and the aforementioned significant other, as she would probably refer to herself, and she can't hear me at the moment, so that's good. Hated Halloween Horror Nights. Absolutely petrified of it, other than the Bill and Ted show, which she loved. And I mean, I think sometimes as well, it's a little bit of a culture thing, isn't it? With Halloween Horror Nights, because I don't think in the UK we have the same kind of history with it as Americans do. Like, Halloween is only starting to become a fairly big thing, I'd say, in the last 10 years or so. I mean, I remember it from when I was a little nipper, but, I think there's more parties and people try and do more with their houses now than they did, before. But we're still miles behind what people do for America for Halloween, for example. I mean, it's massive, isn't it? If you go out into like America during September, October time, all the shops are just filled with Halloween costumes and decorations. That's the word, decorations. So I find it quite strange, but
I think I approach it the same way you probably would do, which is from a sort of a filmmaker kind of point of view, seeing how they craft these things and put them together. I mean, that's where my appreciation really comes into it. It's just how much detail is there. Not so much worried too much about the horror side of it, but actually about how they've actually constructed these environments.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think that's probably a good way of doing it. And I mean, I do like watching the videos of the houses, and I think taking that intensity away lets you appreciate it even more.
Well, Gary was saying before, wasn't you, Gary, that your partner, she doesn't like going in the houses?
Nope, she's never been in a house yet.
Never? Oh, man.
Never.
This September, we need to get her in at least one house.
I'm hoping for that.
Perhaps Halloween, what do you reckon?
That's the one house that she said she probably is hoping to go in, is Halloween.
Did she watch Halloween 2 as well? I see you did a video.
Yeah, we're currently watching I don't think we're going to go past 3, but we'll definitely watch 1 and 2. Yeah. And she enjoyed them. So she's a fan of horror films, and I'm not. I'm a fan of Horror Nights, and she's not.
Oh God,
I find that quite strange, because you'd have thought if someone likes horror films, because I mean, essentially the way I think of the houses is, in a way, it's like being in the film.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if I think back to past years gone by, houses like the Wolfman house, which wasn't a very successful film, but the actual house was just phenomenally detailed, and it felt like you were literally in the movie. I mean, another one as well, like Dead Silence, wasn't a very popular film, but you actually did feel like you were walking through that actual movie. I mean, it's amazing, and these things, you think to yourself, they build these things in a few months. They take years to design, a few months to build. You go through them for about 6-7 weeks, and then they skip the whole thing and start again.
Yeah, it's crazy for such a short-term thing. Isn't it? Yeah. Sorry, you mentioned Dead Silence there. I think I've seen that film, but I don't remember it by that title. Wasn't it called The Artist? Because that was Dead Silent. That wouldn't make a very good Halloween Horror Night house, to be fair, though. Unless a dog come back from the dead or something.
The dog's dead?
Yeah.
Oh, way to break it to me.
Oh, well, come on. What, you're waiting for somebody to repost a BBC News article on Facebook 2 years after he's died?
What, like Leslie Nielsen?
Like Leslie Nielsen, yeah. It happens to the best of them, even Uggy. Yes.
So
Anyway,
I want to talk about Gary's planning.
Well, if Gary's all right with that, Gary, are we all right to talk about your planning?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I love your planning videos. I was just watching your latest one, and you've booked the scare actor dining.
Yep.
Do you think that will help her get through Halloween Horror Nights as well?
I hope so. She seems to think so as well after she watched the Tim Tracker's video, so she's quite excited for it now. Plus, we're going with a couple of other friends as well, so maybe more people might make her feel a little bit better.
Yeah, you can't be too chicken in front of people, can you? Really, got to put on a brave face.
Yeah.
Are they having it in the Monsters Cafe again?
I haven't got a clue. It just says be by the Blue Man Group at between 5 and 6.
Oh, right.
Where are Rose?
Well, yeah, we're Red Rose under the old clock tower or whatever it is. Yeah.
So is it like, because I'm not familiar with these meals? Is it a little bit like character dining? So like you're eating your dinner and Michael Myers will carve up your steak at your table or something. As if not, they're missing a trick, and that's another idea you can have Universal for free. Yeah. I've got no idea. What is it?
It is basically that. It's a buffet as well. But I don't think they have the IP. Well, I could be wrong. I haven't seen the Trackers video yet, but I think it's mostly the Halloween, actual HHN created characters, isn't it?
I think that's all that was there last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's the more in-house Universal monsters rather than the external ones.
What do they serve at the meal? I know you said buffet.
It was a buffet, but I don't know.
Because I mean, there is one food item that should be available, and if it's not, then basically they're quite foolish. There needs to be a side of Monster Mash.
Right? Do you know what? True story. Right? We did a food blog on HHN Unofficial recently. The top 10 foods to have at Halloween Horror Nights. That blog has had more bloody downloads and viewers than any of our other ones recently.
So everyone loves food.
Everyone just loves food, yeah.
Yeah. Monster Mash. Let's have it. Let's have it. Yeah, another idea for free. So yeah, how many nights are you going for, Gary, when you go?
2. I'm trying to push back up for 3, but I'm happy with 2 at the minute. Now,
just to confirm on that, you're talking about Halloween Horror Nights, not Orlando.
No, because that would be a bit of a waste.
Yes, I would say that, because as helpful as you want to be for people planning the holidays to Florida, you don't want to tell them that you're going for 2 nights.
No,
that would, as you say.
Although Mr. Washington sometimes does, doesn't he?
I kind of plan them and then they seem to disappear.
Yeah. Don't even know where to go with that.
That's what happens when you leave Europe.
Well, this is an adverse reaction to Brexit.
Yeah.
Okay. Not sure how that works, but I'll play along. I'll play along. So, as much as we wanted to bring the Florida guy on to talk about that, this is a Universal After Dark show. So, of course, in just a few minutes, I'm going to talk about more action figures from my childhood. I'm joking. Carry on listening, please. That's not happening. We had discussed on the last show before I took it over rudely. We were going to talk about City Walk at Universal Studios in Orlando. I think what we should do is talk about that a little bit and try and cover as much of that as possible. But before we do that, I believe that Miss White, you had a couple of things you wanted to bring up.
Yep. So, straight out of food truck, the little mini show at Universal has had its last ever performance. and I'll just wait for you to all cry because I know that you all must love it.
I still do not know what you're talking about.
No one's going to cry because it was pretty rubbish.
So for those that don't know me, what was the show?
Basically, it was like a group of people and they'd be outside this little food truck stand thing and they'd did involve the audience quite a bit. So they'd ask them for like the name and then they'd make a kind of rap out of their name or like a word that they'd say to them. But people just didn't seem to really enjoy it.
I mean, I'm already, that description of it, I know it's a description, not what it actually is, but that description makes you want to punch them in the face. I don't even know if they're male or female. Not that it matters. I'm equal opportunist when it comes to, aggravation. So I don't see gender. If you aggravate me, I just see someone to punch. No, I think it's wrong to discriminate. If you're going to punch anyone, punch anyone. I don't think you have to be fussy. But it sounds like an idea from hell.
Yeah, it wasn't very good at all.
So it. Right. So was the food truck a food truck you could buy food from?
No.
So it's a fake food truck.
It's a fake food.
So we've already established how much we all love food.
Yeah.
And then you produce a fake food truck.
You don't even bring food to the party.
Jesus.
I know.
And, other religious people are available. It just sounds terrible. How long was it going on for?
I don't even think
long.
it lasted a year. I think it's probably about 10 or 11 months.
Yeah, well, that's 10 or 11 months too many.
Yeah, but around the same time, they brought out the construction guys, so they do the little drums and stuff. And then, isn't there someone that, juggles pretend fish? I've never seen it actually being done, but I'm so sure that there is. They'll balance on ladders while they're juggling pretend fish. And I was just like, what is going on?
Now, our rivals produce a weekly show about Universal. And you're talking to me about live shows in their parks, about fake food trucks and people juggling fish.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if you did enjoy those shows, sorry, but they're gone.
Well, just one. So
just that.
But I imagine the others won't be behind.
The construction show, because has that been around a while?
I think about the same amount of time.
I thought I might have. I was having hazy memories of possibly seeing something like that when I was there, but if I'm right, it's a little bit like Stomp. They kind of just use objects to make noise.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But that's still there, so if you enjoy that, you can still go and watch it.
Oh well, praise be. It's not all doom and gloom over there.
No.
So that's good. Has there been anything else?
Yeah, Hulk walls are down. Finally. And there's been some videos today and yesterday of the Hulk Raw. So the Hulk Raw is back.
Hulk Raw is back.
It's back.
Does it still sound the same?
No, it sounds a little bit different. Maybe I'm just forgetting what it sounded like, but I think it sounds different.
I'm sure someone that's been on it as many times as you have would know if.
Yeah, I feel like it's
changed.
different.
Yeah, and it's got a new soundtrack, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, I'm so
the ride.
excited.
Yeah.
I just want someone to leak it.
Is it going to be Fall Out Boy songs?
I don't think it's an actual Fall Out Boy songs. I think it's going to be that Patrick from Fall Out Boy has just created the score for it.
Right.
So it'll definitely be good because they're an awesome band.
Subjective. Let's just leave that. Let's just leave that there because I like
Don't
people
just Fall
on
Out
this
Boy. I love
podcast.
Fall Out Boy.
I don't want a Fall Out Boy review. Can someone remind me why I'm hosting this again? All I seem to be doing so far is making really crappy jokes.
But I want to ask Gary a question, actually, speaking of the Hulk.
Yep.
Because Gary,
I think I know what it's going to be.
You don't like it, do you?
No. I like the look of it.
Are you going to try it now that they've revamped it?
No.
Oh.
Well, no, but hang on, because I'm with Gary on this one. Well, actually, I'm going on this one, except I've not been on it either, so I don't know how that makes. Anyway, so I'm with him in that. I mean, I think I may go on it now because I know the cars have been redone. I might do, but what's your reasoning, Gary, for not going on the Hulk?
I just don't like the thought of roller coasters.
So, do you not go on any roller coasters? Full stop.
I would draw the line at the Barnstormer, Seven Dwarfs, Main Train, and is there another one that's like that?
Wait, what about Mummy?
I've never ridden that either.
Oh, Mummy's like Barnstormer inside. A little bit faster.
I was thinking about trying that this year, but previous years I've never done it.
I mean, I'm a little bit like you, Gary. I mean, I'm a little bit like you. I'm not as big a wuss, obviously, because I feel so relieved. There's someone worse than me. No, I used to be like you in that I didn't like things with inversions, I suppose.
Yeah.
And my thing with the Hulk isn't so much the inversions, but it's. I love Rock and Roller Coaster. I've said that before, which is very similar to the Hulk in track layout, but it's indoors, and you can feel you go upside down, and I get such a rush from that. I don't get scared of it. I love those parts of the ride when you do go upside down. But looking at the Hulk just gives me chill, and so I just can't face it. But I've got to at some point.
I'd like to say I would ride it eventually after a few Corona Ritas.
I think that's a bad idea.
but I couldn't just walk on it and ride it and enjoy it.
I'll tell you need to get in touch with Steve Riley at Dedicated DLP. I think you two would have quite a lot in common. Although he has now gone on Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, and he will now queue for characters.
Yeah, but that's not really scary, is it?
Might be for some people.
Actually, that's a good. You say that in jest, but my sister-in-law is petrified of characters.
Really?
Now she's 28, 29, and I think it was last summer, maybe the summer before, we were at a local town show, and there was somebody dressed up as a teddy bear, writing some charity or something, and like 20, 30 feet away maybe, and you'd have thought she was being chased by somebody from Halloween Horror Nights. Absolutely petrified.
To be fair, they do look like the Mickey Mouses from 1955.
This teddy bear wasn't that bad, you know. I mean, yes, if you was going to see Mickey Mouse from when Disneyland opened, you'd have the right to be as scared as you are. But no, this one wasn't too bad. Now, I think she's okay at Disney, but if it's not a Disney character, she's really weird about it. And I've said you've got to man up because you've got a baby now, so. Because, you know, if my kids turn around to me in 10 years' time, Daddy, why don't you go on the Hulk, you big wuss? I'd probably have to go on the Hulk. Mainly because I don't like my kids disrespecting me.
See, I'll go on the Hulk, but when it comes to Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, when they built that, it was a bit like when you put together one of those IKEA sofas or bookshelves. They have a load of screws and bits left over. That's pretty much what happened with Rip Ride Rocket.
Yeah, I remember you telling us about that, Chris, actually.
Yeah, so that's the one I won't ride.
It's always down all the time.
Well, then no wonder it's falling apart.
Yeah.
When you say down, do you mean as in depressed, or?
I think it has a sad time, so it just shuts itself off.
Actually, to be fair, the first time we went was when. The last time we went was when Rip Ride Rocket had opened earlier that year. I think it opened around July time, and we went in the late September, early October time, and it was down the whole time.
Yeah.
No, I think it was the first or second time it had been down since it had opened.
I mean,
it barely been opened.
It makes this new Frozen ride look efficient, doesn't it?
Exactly.
That is true. Although, unfortunately, you can't change the soundtrack whilst you go around the Frozen ride. So it does have one advantage at least.
Have you got your fast passes for Frozen yet, Gary?
Not yet. I'm staying off-site, so I've got a few weeks to wait yet before I get my fast passes.
Is it 60 days or 30 days for off-siters?
30 days.
Oh, God.
60 for on-site.
They'll all be nicked, won't they?
Yeah.
Probably have to queue 300 minutes.
Just to get to the front and it break down.
Yeah.
Do they do that thing? Because I mean, they do this in Disneyland Paris, where if you do get to the front of a ride, they will give you, and it breaks down. They'll give you a pass to go straight on when it opens.
I don't know.
I think they do, but the likelihood is you'll probably get in the queue again and it'll break down.
Oh no, they I'll tell you what they do. They give you a free fast pass on your band that you can go on any ride for it.
Ugh.
Which we used last time on Seven Dwarfs Mine Coaster. And we then found out there was a glitch in the system that if we went to the second scanner, it would read our badges as green, whereas the first scanner would be red. So as long as we got past the first scanner, we could get on the ride. So we got on the ride 3 times in a row doing that. It's not my fault their technology wasn't working properly.
Exactly. You can't be held responsible for that one.
And I found out with that ride that if you asked to sit, was it at the back or the front? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's not much difference between the front and the back. Only about 10.
I think it was the back.
Chairs.
I think it was the back row. If you ask to sit on the back row, they will let you. And you get a really, really good experience.
Oh, okay, so it's the best place to sit.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was the back row now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the back. Because the front, it is the back. Because the front slowly goes and waits for everything to catch up. So it will go past the brow of the hill. And then the rest of it will slowly catch up. And then it will speed up. Whereas the back row is just unrelenting. It's just always going for it.
Yeah, I think that's probably the same with a lot of rides, actually. They've got a bit of speed to them. Because if you like, I was just thinking about the Rock and Roller Coaster there. And if you're at the front, the advantage of being at the front is you can see what's coming up. A lot better than if you're sat near the back. But if you're sat near the back, you get everything last. So once everything's reached like kind of full velocity, I suppose. Probably a physics thing.
But
And I don't understand physics.
You've got a fast pass for that, haven't you, Gary?
For what, sorry?
For Seven Dwarfs.
Not yet. I can't do any fast passes yet.
Oh no, you said you were going to get one. Is that right?
Yes. The in the video I talked about ones that I do want to get, and then I'm going to officially do them when it gets to 30 days.
So when was the last time you went to Florida, Gary?
Last September.
Oh, okay. But you didn't get a chance to go on Seven Dwarfs that time?
No. The queues are always massive and I could never get a fast pass for it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you a secret to do, Gary.
There we are then.
Okay, so a couple of years ago, I think it was about 3 years ago, Ash got engaged outside of the Little Mermaid thing. And we couldn't get a fast pass to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train no matter what we tried. And it was like, it just opened, so it was like crazy busy all the time. And then they were like, oh, that was really romantic. Do you want a fast pass for any ride you want? She wanted the Little Mermaid ride, which was a stupid idea. But I wanted Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. And she was like, oh, well, okay, I'll give you 2. So we got a fast pass for Little Mermaid and a fast pass for Seven Dwarfs. So just pretend that you're getting engaged to Becca, and then you'll get a fast pass.
I could give that a go.
It's a very risky move, Amanda. And the only reason I say that is because if you don't let her know this first of all,
no, they're already engaged.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine then.
So it'll be a bit worrying if she says no.
Touche.
But do it.
Also, why are you not driving out there?
I drive 7 days a week at home.
Okay.
I absolutely hate driving, so it wouldn't be a holiday if I drove and I couldn't drink beer.
Gotcha.
That is true.
Plus, everyone drives like a crazy person over there anyway.
Yep.
You know what? I don't think they do.
I think they do.
I think they all just go like a snail's pace over there.
Yeah.
No, they just like cutting in.
Do they have any laws about driving? Because there's like everyone you see on everyone and texting and Facebooking whilst driving.
I saw a woman doing
that's
her
just over
makeup
here.
in the fast lane once.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like, I mean, maybe it's because I live down south. I don't know, but that is an everyday occurrence.
Well, can I just say, if you go to California, go to Disneyland, my God, Paul will back me up on this. The driving in California is probably the worst in the world. I mean, worse than Paris, worse than Italy, worse than anywhere you can think of, even downtown Calcutta on a Friday afternoon. It is horrendous. I saw people in California literally have crashes and then keep going.
Wow.
Oh, that sounds like Morocco. That's
Really?
exactly what happened. Oh, my God. Crossing the road in Morocco, and I only was able to do this because of my years of experience, was honestly like playing Frogger. Like, red lights didn't mean SH1T to anybody. They just carried on. We got a cab one night. It was in a very old Mercedes, and this isn't having a go at the country of Morocco as itself. It's more the way the culture handles itself. So it's not the fact that the car was really old that was a problem. It is what it is. But the front seat was like a rocking chair. It must have had one bolt left in it, and he crashed about 4 times on the way home. Probably about 2 miles down. We was only traveling about 2 miles, maybe 3 miles, something like that. And just a car hit him from the back. One grazed him on the side. He drove into one in front. No one stopped. Just carried on.
Is this Morocco and the World Showcase you're on about, or the actual Morocco?
The actual Morocco in the World Showcase, yeah.
Oh.
Very, very dodgy. No, the real Morocco, which is why I refused to go back. I also saw a guy driving a very like a dirt bike type thing, I suppose the only way of describing it, and it had about 50 chickens hanging off it, and a massive goat strapped to the front.
Was it for a curry, or was it curry goat?
No idea. You don't just see something and think, that's a little bit odd. That was a little bit odd. That's the only way of really describing it. So, yeah. Was there anything else? Was there any other stories, Amanda, that we've missed out on? Because I know there's not been a whole lot since we last spoke.
Halloween Horror Nights have got a Snapchat now. So they were snapping from a house the other day. That's pretty interesting.
Now, as the token young person, actually, how I don't actually know how old Gary is. How old are you, sir?
25.
Oh God.
I just look 30, that's all.
Well, I've just had a shave, so I look about 12. It's not all gone, but most of it's gone. Okay, so Amanda's no longer our token youngest person in this podcast. Sorry, Amanda. But can you explain to us oldies what Snapchat is? Or how it works? I know what Snapchat is, but I don't get it.
No, not really, because I've only just started using it, and I just keep sending random people Snapchats by accident, so now I'm just embracing that.
Sounds delightful.
From what I gather, I use it to just send daft videos to Ash all the time when she's at work, but you can just send little mini clips or little pictures to people, and then it just deletes. So you can't look at it again.
So that's what I thought it was. I don't really understand the point of it then.
Yeah, I'm only just getting into it now, and only really to see what celebrities are doing, and now to see what Halloween Horror Nights are doing. And because the filters make you look gorge.
And there's a Harry Potter filter as well.
Yeah, there's a Harry Potter one today because it's Harry Potter's birthday.
Because I've got an app called, I think it's MSQRD.
Yeah,
and it does the same thing. Yeah, but you can save the videos to your camera roll or whatever.
Can you get that on Atari, Nick?
It's available on the 2600 and the ST.
Gotcha.
But anything older, it's not supported. Yeah.
I've only got a Spectrum ZX.
Oh, so now he's young and a show off. Don't make me deviate off of Universal. Start talking about those new retro hats.
Gary, seriously, it's not worth it,
that are
mate.
coming out.
Gary, it's not worth it.
This is the road to God knows where.
Yeah, the road to anywhere. We'll come to that towards the end of this show, actually.
We've got some other Universal news.
Yeah, in Universal news.
the Fast and Furious has been put back another year.
Superb. 2020 now.
2018, I believe.
2018.
I wonder why, though.
Sorry?
I wonder why.
Because the ride's crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee they've realised this is what, for them to push it back. This is what I think. The Halloween one, the Hollywood version, same beginning letter, you see. The Hollywood version has had such a bad reputation and such bad feedback that they were just going to put that into Florida. I honestly think that was the plan. And because of that reaction to it, they've realised it's not going to cut the mustard. Because there's no other reason why they'd push it back. If they've got the technology, I mean, look, how long did it take them to do Kong? What was that, about a year? Year and a half? To do Kong?
Yeah.
It was pretty, like, considering what they'd done, it was pretty quick. And the reason why they were able to speed it up so much is because the technology was already there. They just had to adapt it, unfortunately. Because the trailer for the new Kong film looks amazing. And I really wish they'd held out now and focused it on that instead. But, yeah, so that's the only thing that makes sense, is that they're completely redoing the ride.
Would you remember that early 90s arcade game where it was a two-player game where one person drove and one person did the shooting?
Oh, what have I told you about this? And yes, Chase HQ.
I knew you would know what it was. I think the graphics were better on that than the actual Fast and Furious ride in Hollywood.
Do you know what? Because I don't think I ever played that game either, but I know it. When I saw the video for the Fast and Furious ride, it reminded me of another video game, actually. It reminded me of Pit Fighter, which was a fighting game that was about a year or two ahead of Mortal Kombat.
Crikey.
So, you know, like the first Mortal Kombat game was actual people, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They filmed. So it was just like digitized human footage. And Pit Fighter was the first version of that, essentially, like really, like a lot more blocky. It kind of looked a little bit real, but like obviously not real at the same time.
Well, that's basically what it looks like.
Yeah. So if you want to look up Pit Fighter on YouTube, I'm sure there's some videos. That is what the Fast and Furious ride looks like. If you haven't seen the Fast and Furious ride, search for Pit Fighter, watch a video of that, then go and watch the Fast and Furious ride. Tell me that's not the same technology from 1990. Phenomenal. Jesus.
If you said to the universal fan community, would you rather have this thing or would you rather have Jaws back? It's got to be 100% Jaws, right?
I love the Fast and Furious films. I'm completely unashamed to admit that. And I know Craig likes them as well, so I'd have some backup. And as much as I love those films, I would much rather have Jaws back in a heartbeat. In an absolute heartbeat.
We should start a hashtag.
Let's do it.
Hashtag what? Hashtag Jaws the Return?
Hashtag bring Brucey back.
Bring Brucey back.
Well, that Brucey or the other one?
Not that one.
Well,
Not that one.
Depends when you listen to this podcast. As we record, Bruce Forsyth isn't actually dead. Listen to it in a few years' time, possibly. And then, of course, someone will repost that story via BBC
Is
News
he not?
2 years later down the line. No.
Oh.
I
thought he was.
No. Why would you think that? He doesn't. He's just an
Was it
old
the
man.
same article as you read that Leslie Nielsen had just died as well?
And
I didn't even know that he was dead.
Who? Leslie Nielsen? I'm so confused. Or are we talking about Uggy, the dog from The Artist?
Enrico Palazzo, that's who we're talking about.
Didn't Rex Hamilton play Abraham Lincoln?
Probably.
That's a Police Squad joke. Yes, no Bruce is alive. So we can't call it Jaws the Revenge.
No.
Because that will just make people think about Michael Caine's House in the Bahamas and a really crappy film. So yeah, Jaws the Return. Hashtag Jaws the Return. Yes. Okay, let's say it's a post on the Facebook page. Right. So we've not a whole lot of time left.
Okay, so can I ask Gary some questions then?
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay, so, because we were just talking about Jaws, I know that you didn't get to go on Back to the Future, but did you get to go on Jaws?
No, I had just closed the year I got there. The first year I went for Harry Potter.
Oh
Oh,
man.
definitely have to bring it back now.
I've always got that. When we were going to originally look at going to Florida, the main ride we wanted to go on was Jaws.
Oh, that makes me so sad.
You know what? If I had the time to edit this in post, and I don't because I can't be asked. I'm sorry, I don't love this podcast that much. I would have started putting in our tune when Gay was talking just then, because that is one of the saddest stories I've ever heard. It's even sadder than my lament about how I never got to go on Confrontation, because
And that was a sad story.
it's just told by a sad person. Confrontation to me, Gary, was what Jaws was for you.
Right.
That was the ride that when I was a kid, that was the first thing I saw at a young age and was like, I need to go to Florida. The difference is that I saw that being advertised when I was about 6, and it took me about another 20 years to get out to Florida. I don't think that was necessarily the same length of time for you and Jaws, but I understand the heartache of not being able to go on the thing that you really wanted to go out there for. So
it was all right once I got there because I'm a massive Harry Potter geek, so it's made up for it a little bit.
It's honestly not, and I speak about this as a Harry Potter fan myself. Although you said I've not been to Diagon Alley, so I've not been to Florida since the change. But I think if you, and I mean the Malibus are a good example of this. Oh God, I'm going to be positive about the Malibus. Oh God, I hate myself.
Just end it by saying something negative.
Yes, good idea. So I mean, and their ones, they love Harry Potter, but I think in a heartbeat they would also agree that Jaws would be a much better. They wish they'd be able to have kept Jaws instead of adding some more Harry Potter. And that's my take on the matter on fleek, and Lee's head is round like an orange. There we go. Brought it right back around again. Good stuff. Well done. Thanks for that. I was getting really in a quandary about that, but Chris saved the day yet again. Amanda, did you have any other questions?
Yeah. What's your favourite thing to do at Universal?
Oh.
Absolute favourite.
Well, let's so do your overall favourite, and then maybe your favourite ride, favourite show. I hope it's not a food truck. And favourite place to eat afterwards.
Yeah.
The main thing that we love doing is just walking around and taking in the atmosphere. Stopping for a drink. We'll do the odd spot of people watching. And just generally being there, really. I could spend a full day in Universal and not go on any rides and just walk around and see the little bits and bobs that they have.
Does Becca like rides?
Yes. She would probably go on roller coasters. So she had someone to go on with them.
Oh, she
with
can
her,
come
sorry.
with me.
She would possibly go on them. But she wasn't a massive ride person until we got there. She doesn't like Transformers. So she doesn't like the fire.
Oh, no.
Spider-Man's got a bit of fire in it as well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So following up on that, that's great. Because I think the one thing that Disney and Universal do better than probably any other theme park is the atmosphere. And like you say, the fact that you can go around the park and do nothing and still have a good day. We went when my wife was heavily pregnant to Disneyland Paris, and I think we went for about 3 days, and I think we went on about 4 rides the entire time.
We did the same.
Yeah, just you're just able to enjoy yourself, and of course we know how Russ Abbott feels about atmospheres, so I'm sure he'd agree with us on that one. What's your favourite ride at Universal?
Oh, it's a tough one.
I tell you what, you can have one from each park. How about that?
Right. I like the Popeye I can never say the name right. Bilge, Bodge, Rat, the water ride.
Yeah.
I like that in Islands of Adventure. And I'd probably say Transformers in Universal.
Ooh.
Popeyes is my least favourite ride because of how wet I've got on that ride.
That's all part of the fun.
No.
No.
No. If part of the fun is having a pair of what were loose-fitting shorts, skin tight, for the remainder of the day, then yes, that is probably number one.
They don't even dry ya.
No.
Are you the type of person that wears a poncho on a water ride?
Literally, Ashley made me go on every single water ride in Universal Day, and I spent the whole rest of the day walking around every shop in Universal trying to find underwear.
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't get dry.
Yeah.
And I was getting so angry.
Yeah. See, that's it. That's exactly how I felt. And I had the right ump until I bought some new shorts.
Yeah.
I had to go and buy a pair of shorts while I was there. It was ridiculous. And the second time, so that was the first trip we went to Universal Studios. When we returned to Universal Studios, knowing what had happened the last time on Popeye, but feeling that we should still go on it because we travel this way, I went on wearing a poncho. So yeah, I was a poncho loser. That's fine. I'm happy with that. But let me tell you, the poncho didn't work.
No, like a poncho does not work on Popeye.
No. Nothing works on Popeye.
No.
You've got to sit in the lucky seat, and no one knows what that is. So, yeah, if you like getting wet, then that's fine. And Transformers, I didn't get to go on because it opened the year after I last went. So, yeah. But I like the Spider-Man. I know they're fairly similar.
See, I think Spider-Man's just slightly better than Transformers.
Yeah, I prefer Spider-Man to Transformers, I think.
Yeah.
Is that because Spider-Man is not part of a crappy film series?
Well, that's debatable.
I was
No, I don't. I think it's less debatable than if Fall Out Boy is a good band.
No, it isn't.
Not touching that one.
I know. I've just turned around and said about the Fast and Furious being a good franchise, but yeah. So I did like the first 3 Transformer films. No, sorry, I liked the first and third Transformer films.
Why?
I thought the second one was a bit pony. Yeah. Just I don't think they're all good, and the fourth one has Mark Wahlberg in it, so that immediately puts it down the pecking order. I'll see it at some point, I'm sure, but I mean, I've been in no rush to see it.
What about food? So where do you like eating at Universal?
We always go to Krusty Burger normally.
Awesome.
I like it there, but last year we went to one of the Jurassic Park places and it was really, really nice. So between them two.
Have you ever had a clogger?
Yes. Amazing.
What is a clogger?
Oh, it's everything and nothing.
It's not a donut burger, is it? It's not one of those donut burgers.
No. It's just a very big. I think it's just what is it? A quarter pounder or a half pounder or something?
I think it's 2 burgers with bacon and all other things that Americans pile on a burger.
Jelly,
curly fries,
graham crackers, goldfish.
You have to wash it down with a flaming moe, though.
Oh, it has to be a pint of Duff.
Or a pint of Duff, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the fact that you get those. I'm surprised, as you said about you being a Harry Potter fan, I'm surprised you didn't go for the 3 broomsticks.
I'm one of those people that, like, if I go to a different country, I'll not look out for English food, if that makes sense. So, like, you see, like, holiday makers and, like, oh, full English breakfast, you know, I have to have that.
People go to Spain because it's England with sunshine, yeah.
Yeah, and then they'll take bacon in their suitcase. So I've ate there once. I can't remember if it was the Leaky Cauldron or the 3 broomsticks. It was nice, but I wouldn't go back because it's just normal English food.
The thing is, Gary, I don't eat shepherd's pie in England, let alone fly all the way to America and have bloody shepherd's pie.
Whoa,
Yeah,
hang on, whoa. Let's flip reverse this conversation. What's wrong with shepherd's pie?
Well, what's right with it? It's wet, it's sticky, it's beef or lamb minced with a load of mash. It's horrible.
Well, so you don't like mash?
Monster mash is okay, but not mash.
Mash, okay. You don't like mince?
Well, if it's in a spaghetti bolognese or something, fine. But when it's just cooked mash, mince with a load of mash.
You're doing it all wrong then.
Yeah, but if it's here, I'll begrudgingly eat it. But I wouldn't go all the way to Florida and have shepherd's pie.
No. I agree. I agree on that point. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan. I mean, don't get me wrong. I will spend most of the holiday if I could eating Popeye's chicken. But that is the American. That's weird, isn't it? American KFC is really crap. Like Popeye's is much better, but over here KFC's not too bad.
That is true.
Yeah, the American KFC sucks. I don't know why.
Their McDonald's aren't very well. They're a bit messy, aren't they?
Yeah,
Have you seen the new one? Have you seen the new McDonald's?
What, in England or America?
No, I think it's on International Drive where they sell like all kinds of food, like pizza and stuff.
What?
It's outside my hotel.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
Shut the front door.
They sell everything, and I think they like bring it over to your table as well.
I tell you what, it's the hardest McDonald's to ever order from because you have to pay before you get to the counter, and you need a magnifying glass to read the menu.
Really?
You're like a good 20 foot away from where you have to pick your meal up from, and you have to pay before you go through a barrier.
Is it the massive one, Gary?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Because that used to be pretty binging, didn't it?
McPizza, McSubs, everything.
What?
Yeah, I remember we had McPizzas over here for a while.
Did we?
Yeah, McHot dogs, McPizzas.
Hot dogs, I remember.
McRibs,
obviously.
Oh yeah, the McRib. Yeah, the McPizza. It was trialled over here, if memory serves me correctly. It wasn't nationwide. And funny enough, we actually went to McDonald's today. We went to see Finding Dory, which we'll talk about on Dis After Dark. I won't bore people with it now. And after the film, we said, "Oh, would you like some chips?" Well, we don't. Our kids eat quite healthily normally, but nothing wrong with some chips every now and again. So we took her to McDonald's, and sitting there eating that. And it's one of these ones. A lot of the ones in the UK now have started having these touch screens installed. Have you gone to one that's got a touch screen installed yet?
No.
So what you do, you get quite and it's not like what Gary was saying. Like it's quite a big screen you get. And there's normally a bank of them, and you go up and it's all touch, and you can go through every different kind of menus. You've got like saver menu, kids menu, all this kind of stuff. And you pick and choose, and you can customize it, so you can ask them to take stuff out if you don't want bits and pieces and all that. It's all done via the screen. Then you pay by card, and then you just get a ticket, and you go and wait for your number to be called, and you get your food. And we're sitting down eating our food, and my wife said, "I think they're doing table service in here." And I said, "Well, it's possible. I know that they've been trying that out as well." And lo and behold, we looked up, and there was a sign that said like seating area 1, and there was one across that said seating area 2, and there was somebody walking around with a fanny pack, as our American listeners would call it, and me, because I like saying fanny pack, or bum bag, so they could take your payments. Basically, it all felt a little bit wimpy, but without the cutlery and plates. Yeah, very odd. I don't know how that worked, because they weren't really advertising how that works. That's obviously going to be a slow burn, but I do know that they've been talking about trying to change things up in McDonald's of late. So there you go. Yeah.
Did they have them weird sausages like Wimpy's used to have?
Bender burgers.
Yeah, Bender burger.
The Bender. I'll have a Bender, please. Yes.
One Bender for the Bender coming up.
Oh, how we laughed in the 80s and 90s.
We've still got a Wimpy in Nottingham.
What?
Oh, well, we've got one in Las Vegas, my friend. Yes.
You've probably still got Woolworths as well, haven't you?
I wish. I only wish. We've got a Wimpy, but we also had one of the first BHSs to close down. Sad times for people that like crappy department stores. And they do, as I'm sure Paul will attest, they still sell the Bender.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah. Still get Bender burger. Yeah.
Did anyone
Saying
try
that-
the black burger from McDonald's, the Halloween edition?
It was a Halloween Whopper
Yes.
in Burger King. I didn't because... Well, actually, not because that wouldn't have stopped me, but people were saying it was turning their poo green.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I can confirm that.
Oh.
Welcome to Toilets After Dark, Craig
Well,
Lucas's new favourite podcast.
I walked past Burger King the other day and they were doing an Angry Whopper, which was a red bun.
Yes,
So what
yeah, they
colour
were
would
doing
that
that.
turn you, duty?
That's the question, isn't it? Is anyone waiting to find out? Gary, come back to us. Because they also do that burger in Paris. They do that as part of their Star Wars menu. They have a black bunned burger. The Darth Vader burger is a black bun.
Darth Vader burger.
They have a Darth Vader burger. They have a Jedi burger, and the Jedi burger has... I can't remember if the Darth Vader one has anything on it, but the Jedi burger, the bun, has Jedi imprinted onto the burger bun. The word Jedi. Yeah. So there you go.
This sounds a bit like the food offerings at Star Wars weekends.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well,
Well,
they
that's the permanent thing at Disneyland Paris.
Oh, okay.
It's what they serve in Videopolis nowadays. Yeah, it's a permanent thing because that's where they have the Jedi Academy as well. So it all kind of ties in, I suppose. And did anyone see my picture that I posted on the Facebook group of me eating a pizza? Well, I wasn't eating it; I was holding it at the time. About sucking into my Pizza Planet burger.
I think I did, yeah.
Excellent! I love that vote
Yeah,
of confidence. I think I might have possibly seen the picture.
Was
of
it
you
a
eating
while
pizza burger.
ago? Was it like
Probably
weeks
about a
ago?
week ago? Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
I did.
Now, Pizza Burger was an absolute delight. I mean, to be honest, Amanda, I think, I don't know how long you've been a vegetarian for. That could have turned you back. That's all I'm saying. Glorious thing it was. A bun that was not bun, but 2 cheese and tomato pizzas with a burger stuck in the middle. Glorious. Glorious. Nothing comes close.
I've got some Universal news just in.
Breaking news. What's the breaking news jingle?
It's not news. It's rumour.
Breaking rumour news.
Yeah, breaking rumour news. I've just been told by a contact, who shall remain nameless, that the Jabberwockies, who was at HHN Hollywood last year, are coming to Orlando this year.
Oh, and we're talking Jabberwockies as in the dance troupe, are we?
Yeah.
Ooh. Interesting. The Jabberwockies, for those that don't know, I think it's probably easiest to describe them as diversity, but with masks.
Yeah.
That's probably about right, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like street dancing, but they wear masks.
That's it.
Yeah. So yeah.
Like just in the streets.
No, the rumour is...
No, like street dance.
Well, it is street dance, but the rumour is they're going to be on the stage that had the Carnival Carnage on last year.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah. The rumour is that there won't be a Carnival Carnage type show this year.
Oh, no.
Jabberwockies are good. And it also saves you paying to see them in Vegas, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose they could be a bit like the Blue Man Group. They could just have loads of franchises all over the place.
Well, it sounds like that's what they're doing because they do have they have a theatre in Vegas. I can't remember where they are now. They used to be at the Grand.
At the Grand, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they used to be at the Monte Carlo. And who pushed them out of the Monte Carlo?
Don't know.
The Blue Man Group.
The Blue Man Group.
Yes. So there you go. So yes, I know I've still got a residency in Vegas. So with that in mind, it probably is a franchise out. And as you say, because like the Blue Man Group, you can't see their faces, and I think they wear hoodies as well. I've not seen them for a while, but I'm sure it's hoodies and masks. So
that's right.
You wouldn't really get an idea of who's who or anything like that. So that's yeah. I mean, it's a shame what they've got to replace it, what it's going to replace, but at the same time, they'll put on a good show, I'm sure.
I think I'd be a bit sad if they didn't have a Carnival Carnage type show.
Yeah.
Because that was quite good last year, wasn't it?
It was. I'll just do my own.
I missed it.
Exactly.
I'm going to stand here, Universe, do my own show.
Well,
Yeah.
I reckon I should travel up to Liverpool, get made up as Jack
Okay.
from your sister.
Yeah.
Um,
And we'll just be the new Jack and Chance.
yeah.
Deal.
We can
Let's
just
do
do our
it.
own show, and then they can just show that, and then no more of this Jabberwocky nonsense.
Is Bill and Ted definitely on this year?
Oh yeah,
Has that been that's been confirmed, is it?
Well, it hasn't, but I'd be surprised.
Yeah,
Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't come to Florida. For anyone that doesn't know, Jamie Lee Curtis was the reason it got cancelled in Hollywood.
Legend tells us this.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Allegedly, Jamie Lee Curtis. If you
Oh,
answer
what
my
was that
emails,
again? I forgot.
well, if she answers my emails about coming on Scare Zone, that was all a lie. Please ignore what I just said and come on Scare Zone. Thank you, Jamie Lee Curtis.
And I really liked her on Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really liked you at the premiere that you went to the other week for what was that video game? Warcraft. Yes, your appearance at the Warcraft premiere was excellent.
And the sexy dance she does in True Lies as well. And
There's
there's rumours
something.
about her not being female are rubbish.
Yes, and of course, what's the universal connection between Jamie Lee Curtis and a famous old Universal attraction?
Well, I was going to say Halloween, but now you've thrown me.
Oh well, on the same kind of tip, I was thinking more of the Bates Motel.
How?
Yeah, why?
Well, I mean, I could be hilariously wrong.
Oh, the mother.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, her mum was in Psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was Marion Crane.
She was.
But they don't have the Psycho House at Universal anymore.
Not anymore. Not
Not
anymore.
I watched Freddie Highmore goes to the original Psycho House video on YouTube the other day.
All right.
That was quite funny.
Yeah, because he is Norman Bates in the TV series, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Yes. What do we think about, we're on that tip now, so they've just announced it's the final season coming up, isn't it, the Bates Motel?
Yeah.
Not to be confused, by the way, if there's any parents out there of the Furchester Hotel. 2 different shows. One has Cookie Monster, the other one doesn't.
Yeah, but is that going to get cancelled now? Sesame Street's been cancelled.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
Sesame Street's been canned.
What do you mean Sesame Street's been canned?
They're getting rid of it.
No, they're not.
Why?
Yeah, they are.
What's
It
going to
was
happen to
announced
Bert and
the other
Ernie?
day.
This is because now they can legally get married, so it's okay.
That'll be the last episode.
Oh.
It's a way to go out of a bang.
Yeah.
I need to find out about this. I haven't heard about this rumor.
I'm Googling it.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
having
no,
this.
it's not. They've let go of 3 of the original cast members.
Oh,
Oh,
Paul.
who cares about
Oh,
that?
well, come on, Paul. 1 minute it's cancelled. The next minute...
No.
This is why Paul's not in charge of a network.
Yeah, and this is why it's my bedtime.
Show's cancelled. Oh no, sorry. I only meant to cancel 3 of you. So the rest of the show's fine.
What was you going to say about Bates Motel?
Yes. So going back to our story about Janet Leigh is who's playing that role in the Bates Motel.
Oh, it's
So this
Rihanna, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a strange one.
the woman that can't remember her name.
Yeah, that'd be a good sign into the
Yeah,
hotel book. Yeah.
yeah. I hope she comes in with an umbrella.
Hello.
Um,
Well, it's always raining on there, isn't it? So
yes, that's true. It is.
because when the series will end where the film starts, won't it? I think I read.
I think so, yeah.
I'm not sure. As long as it's not, as long as the last episode is not a shot-for-shot remake of the film, then we should be okay. Of course, we won't see Anne Heche's butthole
Oh,
again, which is a shame. Let's all look
that
inside.
was such a terrible film.
I've not seen it, but I watched about the first half of it because I couldn't. I like Vince Vaughn, but I think because I'd known him I'd seen it after he'd become famous for comedy films, and I couldn't take him seriously as Norman Bates.
I'm like the
think it was
opposite.
odd
Like, I
casting.
saw that first, and now I feel creeped out by him in other stuff.
That's a good
Okay,
point.
yeah. I see what you're saying. Yes. Bates
Gary.
Motel.
Yeah.
Where's next after this year? Are you going to go back to Florida or venture to the West Coast or Paris?
In December, we are toying with the idea of 3-4 nights in Paris, but that's just looking at the moment. Nothing set in concrete.
Luckily, the park is set in concrete, so thank God for that. They'd be very shaky foundations if it wasn't.
What's the Euro
would
doing these
you be
days?
Bouncing.
Yeah.
Would you mean against the pound?
Yeah.
Because of hashtag Brexit
Yeah.
that's ruining Paul's holidays. Or the amount of days he's there anyway. No, it's pretty stable, to be honest. If I remember rightly, the pound and euro, it drops, then it went back up to where it started.
It's 118.
So, yeah, it's about right. Anywhere between about 115 and about 122 is about on the money. Yeah. So it's not.
Would you go to
too
California
bad.
though, Gary?
Oh, definitely. It's sometime in my life I will definitely go to California.
Would you have to be that Hollywood guy though?
Oh, now that's a question.
That's the question. Yeah. No, that would involve like a new YouTube channel, and I don't know about the branding. More merchandise, mind you. There is that.
Doesn't have the same ring.
But of course, yes, I remember you mentioning on the Facebook page the other day about going to Paris. So, yes, I think you got some tips there from various people, which is good.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, Paris on a budget, it's possible. It is possible. But yeah, some people are obsessed with the fact that it's more expensive than Florida. And to be fair, I can see where people are saved with that sometimes, because I could have got a flight last week to Orlando for £260 return.
Wow.
So it probably wouldn't have cost much more if I'd have booked direct with Disney, for example.
What airline was that?
I didn't look into it, actually. It's probably EasyJet. No, I assume it was one like Norwegian or something like that that's quite low anyway. I don't think it would have been a Virgin for that
Would
price.
it be that one that Indiana Jones goes on in Indiana Jones 2?
Oh, what, Indiana Jones 2 Electric Boogaloo? Possibly. No, it was...
We're not flying, we're falling!
We're falling our prices. Yeah. No, I didn't, because I couldn't go, I didn't look into it. But yeah, I know. I mean, there are some airlines like Norwegian that are relatively cheap anyway. I think with Norwegian, you're looking at probably about, depending when you book, anywhere between £300 and £500 for a flight to Florida.
Wow.
Which isn't too bad. But a lot of those airlines, you've got to be careful with what they charge you for things like luggage.
Yeah.
So a lot of those cheaper airlines, I think it might have been Norwegian actually that I looked at for Vegas, I think, and they were, the flight was cheap, but then it was like about another £50 for a suitcase, like 20 kilos of luggage. You got your hand luggage obviously included, but not your suitcase. So you have to pay extra for that. So yeah, always look at the little clauses. That's advice. But yeah, maybe we should cover that on a Dis After Dark soon.
Good idea.
A guide for that. So yeah, keep your ears open, Karen. Now, before we start to close this show, Mr. Ripley, do you want to tell us about your other podcast?
My other one? Oh yeah, my other one.
Well, I do so many nowadays, I forget.
No, I don't. Scare Zone. We're recording tomorrow, I believe, and it will be coming in your ears, as Peter Kay used to say.
Yes.
from Tuesday, hopefully. And this week's special guest is the guy that's played Ted for the longest time. Yeah, from Bill and Ted. So he shares a lot of stories about what it meant to be Bill and Ted for such a long time, and all the other things he's got up to at the Universal company. So yeah, it'd be great. Listen to us, usual places, Stitcher and iTunes and all the other places. And that's it.
Fair enough. And of course, those that listened to our last Dis After Dark would have heard from our good friend Wendy Pretter, Magical Journeys Travel. So if this episode has inspired you to think about possibly travelling out to the Sunshine State, having some Florida oranges and some Popeye's chicken, more importantly visiting those theme parks, then let Wendy be the one taking your reservations and getting those fast passes for you at the crack of dawn when you're fast asleep and not having to worry about stuff.
How did Wendy get on last week? It sounded like she had a good time.
Right, she said she wanted to come back on, and we had that recorded. So if we ask her to come back on, she can't back out. That's how I see it. But I think she had a good time. It sounded like she had a good time.
I love
Wendy. She hasn't blocked us, and that's always a positive. So you can of course find her at wpmagicjourneys.com or on Twitter at wpmagicjourneys. So contact her if you're interested, and of course mention Dis After Dark, and you will get $25 off your deposits. So that's Magical Journeys. Before we go, is there any final questions that anyone wants to ask Gary?
No.
Fine. In that case, Gary, would you rather be chased by one horse-sized duck or 6 duck-sized horses? Very good question, if you ask me.
Say that again.
So you could either, and you have to have a choice. Like you can't say neither. You have to make a decision on one of these. The choice is one horse-sized duck or 10 duck-sized horses.
It was 6.
Well, I upped it.
I've got a feeling if I ask you to repeat it again, it'll go up.
If you can't, if you can't make a snap decision, it'll increase. Next up will be 2 horse-sized ducks.
The 10 duck-sized horses.
Why'd you say that?
I think it would be more fun. to be chased by that as opposed to one duck-sized horse.
What's getting you though?
You asked the question, I answered it.
No.
What about the Family Guy one they do?
Oh, the chicken fight.
No, the other one. Would you rather date Megan Fox's head on Leonard Nimoy's body, or Leonard Nimoy's head on Megan Fox's body?
Oh, that's easy. Option 2. That's what I invented, bags. And on that bombshell, I suppose it's as good a time as I need to go. So, Gary, if you'd like to give a few plugs, please do.
I'm on YouTube at youtube.com/That Florida Guy UK. I'm on Twitter at That Florida Guy 1. And if you watch me videos, I've got an end slide with all my social media and my Spreadshirt t-shirt shop as well.
It's got more merchandise than we have. Amazing.
Where's our t-shirts at?
We've had a couple over the years. The quality's been suspect. So maybe we should re-look into that and get some decent ones printed. Get Amanda to model them for us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Child size.
Well, Amanda and Mr. Dolan obviously being the sexiest members of the podcast. So they can be our models. Yeah.
We need Craig for the giant-sized ones.
Yes, the 10th edition. Bless you. Well, he's hardly a man now, is he? Withered away. I mean, he's still like 7'10" or something, but you know. Hi, Craig. Anyway, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we've pretty much focused this show to be about Universal, haven't we? I've managed to steer this ship onto the right path. I didn't even get to talk about my brand new Ghostbusters hat that I got today, which was kind of Universal related in the fact that they used to have the show there. But I have to save it for another day. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Gary, for joining us as well. And hope it's been fun for you.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, bless you. Thank you kindly. I mean, it depends on what he says after the show. That's the more interesting bit, let's be honest. But, And we will see you all in... actually, not a week's time, is it? Is it a week's time?
We're going to publish in a week.
We'll see you in a week's time.
We're recording early. Yes.
Oh, don't say that. People think we're pre-recording stuff.
We're not, it's all live.
Actually, it's a podcast, isn't it? I suppose it's all pre-recorded. Anyway, we'll see you in a week's time.
Bye.
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 Boom.
Done?
We will eventually get to City Walk at some point.
Yeah.
It's never happening, is it?
This podcast is part of the After Dark Podcast App.